So everybody, thank you so much for joining us as we jump back into episode 9 of Rise of the Sovereign. And before we get started, a couple of quick announcements. We have been approved for Apple Podcast, so you can catch up on all of our previous episodes on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that fun stuff. You can also watch our episodes on YouTube. I always try to get everything uploaded the following day, so if we game on Monday, it'll be up on Tuesday. And before we get started, I do want to do a quick intro for everybody. Also, quick shout out. If you are a Twitch watcher, be sure to follow Elle Bell on Twitch. She's a variety streamer. Lots of fun to watch and see her play. And with that, let's introduce the player starting up top.
Hi, that's me. I'm Ellie. I play Anne, who is a Changeling Arcane Trickster. I was like, what? What am I playing? And, yeah, that's it. I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
And Laz?
I thought you said Danny was next.
I'm sorry, on my screen it's Laz.
Things. Hi, my name's Laszlo. I'm not a monster, you're a monster. I play Lorex. He's the dwarven Genie Warlock who's curmudgeonly.
Yeah, very curmudgeonly. That is the perfect adjective for his character. And next we have Danny.
Am I muted? All right.
No, you're good.
Hey, I'm Danny. I've been playing Vimak. He's a Goliath Rune Knight, and despite Trevor's lies, we've actually been playing D&D together for 25 years, not 20.
25 years, right? I try to forget about this first 5. And finally, down at the bottom, we have Wes.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'm playing Cordan, the Circle of Stars Druid. I enjoy long walks on the beach. I'm a Leo, and let's kill some stuff.
Also, he's married, so don't try anything, chat.
Perfect. All right, so now let's jump back into episode 9 of Rise of the Sovereign. Where we left our adventures last week was in the Underdark. We've been here for the past couple of weeks, making their way through some dwarven ruins. And we had a very interesting game last week where we saw our characters find a secret passage. We'll actually go ahead and move our map over to the scene of the crime, as it were. That's right, and we'll scroll down here and see where we left off. So in the beginning, our characters started up in this room. They met Delg, this dwarven scoundrel, we'll say, who was out looking for loot in all the wrong places, I guess. But what he was looking for was treasure. He had met the adventurers before, and he came out as they were trying to seal the hall from all the incoming goblin horde. And from there, they befriended, sort of, this Delg as he created a sanctuary for them to rest. It was during this time that Vimak was kind of befriending and talking to him, and as that happened, we saw that Lorex had spotted something odd from across the room. And he noticed on the far side of the room that some of these stones were off. They were different from the rest of the stonework. And he kind of looked and stared at this during their rest. And when the sanctuary came up, he went to investigate it and found some old dwarven runes were sketched, but they were out of place. So he thought, I know someone who knows something about runes. So he calls Vimak the Goliath over, and Vimak looks at it, and he also speaks Dwarf. And he saw that the letters were messed up, but he realized that this is actually ancient rune magic, and he was able to actually pick up the letters magically and reassemble them to say open. And when that happened, the doors opened. We had the Legend of Zelda music as the secret passage opened, and they were able to find this secret passage behind the walls here. And as they did that, the path was dangerous. It was broken. They would only have a few feet before they would have no landing, and they'd have to jump to the next landing. So we had an interesting time of them tying ropes together and trying to traverse this dangerous, secret, forgotten path. And it was at that point that Anne miscalculated her jump and fell. And before falling into the abyss, the rope caught her. So she's dangling over the abyss. But her poor familiar Soot, the little kitty who was riding in her hood, was not able to hold on for safety and fell into the blackness of the abyss and could still be falling a week later. We don't know how deep it is. But the Soot is no more. So
it would have been a little silly to tie Soot to the rope, though.
It would have been maybe a
Rest
string,
in
but not a
peace,
rope.
Strings.
Delg actually was able, the dwarf Delg was able to actually pull up Anne up into safety, and they continued on their way, being led by Cordan, who had shapeshifted into a mountain goat and was jumping from ledge to ledge and kind of scouting ahead. And it was at that point that he noticed that as his hooves came down on part of the ledge in the distance, that he was breaking up what looked to be like old webbing. And he immediately started looking around and saw that there was a ton of webbing under the rocky pass that they were taking. They were then ambushed by spiders and these giant ettercaps that had come out looking for an easy meal. They actually quickly dispatched the spiders and the ettercaps before moving on and continuing onto their path. And as they made it all the way across, using this plank that they had found before, they kind of like would take the plank, move it over.
Tom Planks.
Tom Planks has been named. There was a lot of names for the plank this week in Discord.
I thought his name was just Plank, like in Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
I think we settled on Tom Planks. So they moved Tom Planks from side to side to kind of help traverse the path, which I think it ended up being held in like a bag of holding for future use, because you never know when you need a plank. From there, they carried it all the way over, and they found that the path ended in a wall that wasn't really there. And they were able to jump through this illusionary wall, and they found this dwarven crypt that Delg had told them about earlier, about these 3 kings that were supposedly buried here, 3 dwarven kings. From there, they investigated the room, and they found these 3 sarcophaguses of these dwarven kings long lost. And Anne, doing her thing, went and saw that there were no traps on any of the sarcophaguses, and they began to open them and find various items and treasure and armor and things. But it was the last one that they opened that they saw the dwarf was wearing this dwarven plate mail, and when they pulled the body up to remove the plate mail, they found that there was a very ornate chest laying under the body. I remember Vimak looked over at it and saw that it had a trap on it, and it was some type of magical trap. And Vimak looked over and told Delg, "Hey, I think this is your portion of treasure." And Delg says, "Oh, thank you very much." And he went and he grabbed the treasure. This glyph blew up, and chunks of Delg exploded all over the place. And alas, Delg was no more.
We like to call
So would you like to tell?
it's Doug Bree.
Delg Bree.
Yeah.
All that was left.
Had it coming.
That dad joke was awesome. Right. So there was Delg Bree all over the cavern as Anne and everybody's like kind of cleaning up the remnants of Delg. But he did clear the trap. They kicked over and they found an entire chest filled with mithril bars, or Beskar from Mandalorian, as they were joking. But they found that, and they ended up putting that in their bag of holding as well. So they had quite a haul of treasure last week as they were kind of looking over, and they decided here it was time to take a rest. But one of the things that we did find that I want to really kind of showcase is they found a book called Familiarizing the Pseudo-Dragon, which Anne was super excited about. And in Dwarven, it is some rite of summoning a familiar that she could actually summon a pseudo-dragon. So now she's already got plans to replace Soot with a better version, Soot 2.0, I guess. Interestingly enough, that book was already placed in the dungeon before Soot met its demise, so it was just a happy accident.
I mean,
it was a mean happy
no
accident.
death is a happy accident.
A tree is a happy accident. Cloud is a happy accident.
All right, and with that, we are picking up. They have found that there is another entrance, another wall opening. So the secret passage does continue. And at this point, they decided to take a quick rest. So that I think everyone wanted to take a short rest to get some of their abilities back, and maybe sit here for about an hour, so that Anne can look over her new her new book and see if she can't resummon a new familiar. So that is where we're picking up. So at the scene right now is we've lit the little brazier in the middle of the room to kind of give us some light so that we can camp. Or not really camp. We're taking an hour break, but we can kind of rest, kind of gather ourselves before we continue on in search of the rest of this clan of Xanathar's guild that is supposedly led by some beholderkin named Mozu. You've heard this name a few times. So with that, we are resting. I know that, Anne, you are preparing the ritual. You're reading the book to summon your pseudo-dragon. And as she is doing that, what is the rest of the party doing? We will begin with Lorex. Lorex, what are you doing?
Lorex is using prestidigitation to clean particles of debris off of himself and his companions, and cleaning a space on the floor for us to sit without, getting.
So you're cleaning. You're cleaning. You're used to doing this in the service of Miles, of just kind of cleaning.
Yeah. It used to be unfortunate, but at this point, it's like Lorex doesn't even really think about it. It's like, oh, let's tidy up.
All right, so Delg is going to be cleaning up and getting all of the debris cleaned off of everybody.
Lorex, don't confuse me with that exploded one.
And with that, what is Vimak going to be doing?
I'll clean the gunk off of me and take a short. I'm going to tell everybody I did not mean to murder that dwarf. I did not want to kill him, but I would have read that guy's obituary with great satisfaction. I can tell you that.
It's okay. Vimak.
Didn't want to murder him.
Of course, you didn't mean to do it. Of course, we know.
He was dead weight, and he was not helping at all.
Of course, nobody
I do
to murder anyone.
I feel worse for the cat than I do that dwarf. Okay, much worse. At least Soot was helpful and cute. All right.
So it was very lovely.
Yes.
And with that, what is Cordan doing during all this talk?
Cordan's going to take a while to look over every sarcophagus and just look for any detail that might have been overlooked when we first came into the room. Specifically leading to the next passage, anything like debris left on the ground other than the dwarf. Different types of either ash, is there more spider silk, anything.
All right, give me a history check as you're going over and looking at the sarcophaguses. Or sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi. All right, so you spend some time looking over everything, and all you can tell is this is really old. It definitely predates the rest of the ruins that you've been through before. This is much older than what you saw before. The stonework is older, the craftsmanship, everything about it is just a lot older than what we saw before.
Okay. And how do we get out to the next part? Is there another false wall?
There's a false wall right here. I'm pinging it. So there's right here, there's a little wall, and you should be able to move out from there.
Okay. So we've already rested at this point, right?
Yes. So everyone's gotten a short rest. So you can, I know some of you had taken a little bit of damage from the previous.
Roll hit dice.
Yes. So roll hit dice. You have up to 5 hit dice that you can roll as you're doing your rest. I believe Anne wants to heal some.
Yes. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm rolling. What dice?
D8s.
Okay. I'm going to roll at least 2.
Would you like to roll more
than that?
All right, so you rolled 2 of your hit dice. You got 2 2s, so you've healed for 4. You wish to heal more. She has up to 5 that she can do a day. She rolls another, gets another 6. So now you're 10.
Aww.
She rolled a 1.
1.
So she's used 4 of her 5 short rest heals. She's gotten a 2, a 2, a 6, and a 1.
And now I'm close to max.
Close. Okay. All right. And I believe no one else had taken any damage in the previous fight. Is that correct? Are we all good? All right. So at this point, you have finished. You've healed. You've rested, and you're finishing your ritual to summon your new friend, your new pseudo dragon. And what is this? Is this pseudo dragon going to be named Soot as well?
Oh yeah. For Anne, The pseudo dragon keeps the personality. Can
I
take
gotcha.
a different
Okay.
form. But Soot 2.0 pseudo dragon is black,
Okay.
sticking with that, keeping green eyes, but with a blue tint to the wings, summoning a little bit of.
Well, it can fly, right?
Yeah.
So at least this one can't fall to its death.
No. This one can't fall to
I'm
its
sure you'll
death.
find another way to kill it.
I will find a way. I will find a way.
I was about to say, are we playing how many times can Trevor attempt to 86 my familiar?
Oh, well, you haven't played with me long enough to realize that that's kind of a little side game that I play. All right.
No.
it's like Pokemon for me. Got to catch them all. All right. So with that, we are moving on. So I guess at this point, I'm going to move your token over. Cordan, you are now looking past. There's about a 2 to 3 foot jump between where you are and where you have to get to the next ledge.
Vimak,
Go.
plank me.
All right.
Blank him.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
take out Plank Sinatra and hand it to him.
All right. Here comes Plankton Sinatra. That's funny. All right.
Old blue plank.
All right. Hang on. Let me fix something really quick.
I love old blue plank.
I can move it. There we go. All right, so now we have the plank, which is good. You got a 4.5 foot plank. You put it down between where you are and the ledge, so now you've got an easy bridge that you can cross over. Cordan, are you heading first?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I am. How long did we rest for?
You rested for an hour, so you
So I
probably
still have dark vision.
You still have 5 hours ish or more of dark vision.
I'm out here.
Okay. All right. So after Cordan moves up, who's going next?
Can I go next?
Lorex will go.
Okay.
Oh, no, Anne will go.
Anne is not being last.
Cordan, are you able to move your token?
I am. I moved it up. Is it not shown on yours?
Nope.
Hmm.
All right, I'll grab you. All right, there you go.
I
It
moved
just
on
did.
my
It
screen.
did. It did. All right. So now you've moved up, and then Lorex is jumping out next, and then we have Anne, and then
I
Vimak in
thought
the back.
Anne was going, and then Lorex.
That's fine. I'll fix it. All right. So the order right now is Cordan, Anne, Lorex, and then Vimak in the back. Okay.
We're no longer tied to that rope, correct?
No.
Not currently, no.
All right, so from here, you have another false wall that's like illusionary. You can just move through it. Again, it's about a 2 to 3 foot jump, so you can easily just move the plank over.
Yep. Okay, so there's nothing up. It's just another emptiness.
Correct. Right.
I'm going to tell everybody we got a wall here I'm going through.
Okay.
I'm going to gingerly cross the plank.
And with that, give me a stealth check.
10.
All right, so you move into the new space. Now, as soon as you cross over, you immediately see a barrel in front of you. You also see on the far side, your dark vision allows you to see what looks to be like an old wooden bed or cot on the far side. And like this little alcove straight across from you. Directly, also diagonally to your left, you see what looks to be the remains of a spider, ones that you have fought before, but it looks like it's been completely hacked up. So you just see the remains, the body of one of those spiders as well.
I'm going to poke my head back through the illusion and kind of wave them on, but then put the finger up to the mouth.
Okay.
I'm going through.
All right, so Anne, you'll jump through as well. Give me a stealth check, Anne. It's funny I even asked you to do this because you have like a huge bonus and advantage with your cloak. So 16. So you have a 16 stealth using your elven cloak to move through. You see Cordan sliding over. You see this barrel right in front of you. You see the spider. Give me a quick medicine check as you look over the spider. You look over the spider and you see dozens of little stab marks all over this, like maybe like 10 to 12 stabs. And so whatever it was small and just stabbed it a lot, like maybe a small dirk or something like that, or like almost like an ice pick, just like stabbed it like 10 or 12 times. And you just see like This splattered green ooze all around the body. It was whatever killed this. It was a bloody affair.
Okay.
With that, Lorex, you're next.
Lorex next. I suppose I will attempt to move stealthily.
Okay.
This should be good.
All right. 7 with disadvantage. 7 is your roll. All right, so move yourself up. And then from there, Vimak, you want to move up as well?
Stealth.
One more.
Roll.
It did. All right, so you have a 6 for stealth. I'm also going to keep the pseudo dragon with you as well. All right, so Vimak, you move into the room as well. You see the same grisly scene. Now, Lorex, as soon as you cross over and pass the barrel, you see a long hall heading north. You see another barrel right in front of you. You see other little alcoves off to the left and the right. That looks like they have other little cots in them. You also see what looks to be several other bodies of these spiders, and in the distance you see some other body in the ground that's not a spider. You can't quite tell what it is from here, but it looks humanoid.
Is there light down the end of this tunnel, or is my vision a little goofy? That seems a little far.
That is your vision.
Do you have me set at 120 feet?
I do have you set at 120 feet.
Set me to 60 for my dark vision. It's my 120 is my old devil sight.
That's right. All right, I fixed it.
I'm going to ask the group here in a low voice, do you think I should allow us to pass without trace?
I can always go
Yeah.
ahead as well. First. And
she can scout.
and check it out.
What I do if you don't?
Better idea. Save some.
So what's the plan? Are we going to pass without trace the whole group, or are you going to send Anne ahead?
I'm
And
going
I
to
think-
Sending Anne.
clasp
I think-
Anne on the shoulder and say, be careful.
Anne's gonna go and soot 2.0.
Okay.
And
If you need help, just yell real loud.
well, I'm not going anywhere. Soot's gonna go forward.
Oh, that's right. So you're gonna just basically roll your eyes back, go beast mode into Soot, and let Soot, the little pseudo dragon, sneak up the hallway. How far? So okay, I'm just gonna move it up to here. You see from where you're looking, Soot moves forward. You see a row of alcoves to your left and right that have these little cots and beds in them. Moves up. You see a second. So this is the third row up that you're seeing. You're standing in the first one, second, third one up. Again, as you get closer, you see this body. It looks like a goblin that got bit by one of these spiders, and you see something oozing out of its mouth, like it succumbed to the poison. I know, Ellie, you love my descriptions so much.
Love them. They're
You
so
love
wonderful.
them. Every time I
They're
describe
so
a grisly
fantastic.
scene, I can just see your skin crawl. All right, but that's what you see as you pass over this body. As you move up a little bit further, you do see a larger room, and what you see here looks to be more of a sign of mass combat. You see 3, 4, 5 different spider bodies. You see goblins dead in different places. You see a bugbear dead as well. So whatever happened here was massive, and it looks like it didn't happen that long ago, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. It's pretty fresh. The bodies are fresh. And you're just kind of sneakily stealthing through. Give me a stealth check for Soot. Very good. All right.
He's a 17 plus 4.
All right, so 21 stealth for Soot, your familiar pseudo-dragon. As you continue to move forward, you stop as you hear voices in the distance. Looks like coming further down the corridor, like you're heading north, and you hear voices coming further north, echoing through the chamber. What languages do you speak?
Soot speaks.
But can you hear? Can you hear through Soot?
I think so.
I'm going to say you can.
I think so.
Okay, so what do you speak?
Elven, Undercommon, and Common.
Okay. You hear a mix of common and another voice speaking another language you don't understand. You hear several voices that you don't completely... I'll give you a perception check to see if you can maybe tell how many different voices you're hearing.
And in this sense, am I rolling the stats
You're rolling
of myself?
this for Soot.
Or for the Soot? Okay, so
Yeah.
Soot has advantage on perception checks that rely on sight, hearing, and smell.
Perfect.
So we're gonna roll 2.
Not on feel.
So 14
taste.
plus 3.
All right, so
17.
17. Okay. You hear somewhere between 6 and 9 distinct voices coming from the corridor ahead.
Okay.
Um,
Do I know any of the words that they've spoken?
You don't understand about 80% of it. You do
Okay.
hear one commanding voice speaking in common. And what he says sounds nonsensical. And you're trying to understand exactly what he said, but because he sounds like he's saying something backwards in a way.
I
But
do also understand thieves can't.
you do understand thieves can't. So what you do understand is he's speaking in a common broken up thieves can't, and it sounds like he's saying something to the that this Osric is not right in the head.
Okay. I probably would tell Soot to come back, or at
Okay.
least stay there, stay perched, and would pop back out and explain all of that in a low
Okay, so you
whisper.
relay that information. So now you've relayed all that information. You have 6 to 9 individuals at least ahead, and there is a mix of a language you don't understand and a mix of common that has using a little bit of thieves can't, talking about an Osric not being right in the head.
Does anybody know anything about?
Wasn't Osric the orc with Delg? Or am I misremembering?
Your memory serves you well.
Right. So
I just want to call out that
Believe it or not-
Danny actually remembered something.
yeah, well, it's because I take stupid notes.
He took copious amount of notes. Congratulations,
not,
Vimak.
I'll tell them. I'll tell them. Believe it or not, this Delg guy had a friend. Yeah, I'm shocked too because that guy had the personality of tree bark. Who was an orc that didn't speak much. Named what was it, Osric?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
from that way, they're
came down
speaking,
here with Delg.
I would think that they're not opposition to him. Like, could you recognize
Well, they could be
type
questioning him.
or what type of forms they were?
That it was hard to understand.
Quick analysis. What is in the barrels?
What is what?
What is in the barrels?
You go back. You kind of look in the barrels. It looks like you remember that really funky meat. It's more of that. It's old, tattered, like stripped out meat. Like it's almost like they were trying to make jerky, but really poorly. Spoiled meat.
Yum.
Gross.
It's possible they could be questioning the orc, and maybe they don't like the information they're getting, and they don't think he's right in the head.
But they're all speaking the same language mixed with thieves can't. Did it seem like there was a sense of familiarity and not so much aggression?
Both. There was familiarity, but the language sounded very aggressive. Kind of like Russian. It just everything they sounds aggressive.
But it didn't sound like
It's a very harsh dialect, is what I'm saying.
So, if we had to delve,
These are his comrades, I'm sure.
Do you want me to go say hello?
you can take Soot with you, and we can see what's going on and stay back.
I don't know how helpful this little pseudo dragon will be, but
we
Oh.
could approach and be ready for a fight and attempt to make contact with them. And if that doesn't go well, then we could start something.
I have a feeling that Osric, last poor Yorick, what was his name?
Osric.
Osric, part of the Thieves Guild, along with Delg. And these are probably Thieves Guild members who are down here. Now, look, Delg went for the treasure, and he died. That was all him. Nobody needs to be the wiser. Okay? Right?
Hey,
Right?
that's exactly what I saw.
Yeah, good. I'm just saying, I did y'all a favor. That would have killed any one of us. So
I have an idea if we want to catch them by surprise. I could go into the ring, and you could toss the ring in. I can give a little genie deception.
Aren't we
I
saying
think
we
they're
don't
just they're
want to
probably
surprise
looking.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
them? We're really good at planning.
We're the best.
Yes.
So what is the plan? Because I'm confused. What is the plan?
I think going up and I don't know if attacking is the right option. There might be a way to talk
Yeah,
our ways out.
I've wrongly murdered enough people today. Let's at least hear them out. Yeah.
Well, I would
It's going
say.
to go right face to face then?
Well,
we're trying to do something.
This hallway's not very wide. If you two are in front and Anne and I are behind you, I can heal you. She can lay down cover fire as well as I. We're ready for a fight if we need to. But we give them the option.
Agreed.
I like that.
All right, so from what I'm hearing, Vimak and
point
Lorex are going to go
first.
first.
Yeah.
And then Anne and Cordan will be behind them, and y'all are going to kind of slowly walk up the hall.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I'm gonna send Soot going forward a little bit ahead of us.
Okay.
Because Soot can at least say like danger, danger emoji, danger.
Oh, that's right, because they speak in images.
Image,
Retrieving the
simple
plank.
images.
And giving it to Danny before we get too far.
Oh.
You're not going to lose it that quick.
Yeah.
All right, just for the sake of argument, we know that Vimak has a bag of holding with a 4.5-foot plank in it. So go ahead and add that to your inventory, because you never know when Tom Planks needs to come back out. All right. So real quick,
Is gonna move.
what languages does everybody speak? I should have written this down. Lorex, what do you speak?
Common, Dwarvish, and Orc.
Okay. And then Vimak, what do you speak?
Common, Dwarvish, and Giant.
And then down at the bottom, what does Cordan speak?
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Druidic, and Sylvan.
Wow. Lots of fun stuff.
Rosetta Stone.
Right. Okay. As you get closer, you hear the barking languages still coming from the hall. And with that, Lorex, one of the languages you're hearing is not Orc, but it's really close. It's related to Orc.
Okay. And where is it coming from?
It's coming from this way. I don't know if you can see the ping, but it's coming further north. So you have a long hall to your right, but the voices and everything you're hearing is coming straight ahead of you.
All right, I'm going to take a casual stroll up to the northish.
Okay, move up. Again, you're stepping over body and debris. Whatever happened here, like I said, was massive combat. You're seeing a lot of dead goblins, a lot of dead spiders. As you continue to move forward, you hear the voices chattering back and forth. They seem to be louder. You do hear one speaking in common, saying, "Perhaps we should cut it open and see what happens."
I'll kind of announce loudly, "Oh, awful lot of dead bodies of spiders out here."
So you're kind of announcing your presence,
making noise, and just casually strolling up, pretending I don't really hear them, but
okay. You move forward. As soon as you say that, you hear scuttled voices. You hear a lot of things kind of scurrying about, and you hear that voice again say, "We have more visitors."
They're not going to get that far ahead of us. We're like,
yeah.
Well, move yourself up. Move yourself up.
I'll be behind him since it's going single file.
Okay. All right, Lorex, as you begin moving forward, give me a quick perception check.
All right. Is this based on sight?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice.
And I will roll with advantage.
Okay.
17.
You see a rodent just ahead of you. Here. Very small rodent. Looks familiar.
Since I can make out great detail from a distance with my eyes of the eagle,
Yes.
does it look anything like the rodents that we saw in that warehouse?
No, it looks more like a hamster.
More like a hamster.
It's Minsk! Minsk.
Where would I recognize this hamster?
You've seen this hamster before.
I
I'm going to tap him on the
Wait.
shoulder and say, it's Minsk.
is Minsk.
Bald ranger with the purple tattoo. He's slightly crazy.
Oh, it's Boo. Boo?
Yes.
And when you say that, the hamster like looks over his shoulder, like the meme, as the he looks over his shoulder and he stares out at you. You hear he looks at you and then he kind of turns back and looks in the other direction. You see a female or half orc behind a barrel in front of further down the hall kind of turn as you see Yagra that you saw before in the bar. All right, so you see Yagra ahead. Let me pull that up for you.
Sorry, I always mispronounce her name. I'm trying to.
So you see Yagra in the distance, but she looks very different than you saw her before. She's got her hair pulled back, and she seems to be wearing some type of black tiger like camo like war paint all over her body, and she's holding out like what looks to be a glaive. And she looks over and she sees and recognizes you. You saw her in the yawning portal before. She was talking to Branwyn, who was a friend of Minsk.
Right. And
she looks over and she sees you and she holds up like a shh, like she's motioning you to be quiet.
I just kind of pause mid hail and just kind of.
And as soon as you see her kind of like duck back behind the barrel. As you also hear shuffling feet moving from this other direction. So basically you're going north and it looks like there's a turn to the right and there is you hear some shuffling happening there as well.
I look back at my friends and I kind of give them a
When I see that, I'm
motion
going to quietly cast Pass Without Trace on all
Okay,
this.
so you cast Pass Without Trace on everybody. It gets very quiet up. Everyone now it's gotten very quiet because there's been echoing voices, things are happening. You see the little hamster Boo kind of scuttle back. So you see Boo, but you don't see his owner anywhere. But you do see Yagra.
I can send
point
Soot
at the
forward.
stealthier of the two and kind of.
I'll send Soot. I'll hop into Soot without saying anything.
Okay, so you hop into Soot, and what are you going to move Soot all the way up?
Yeah.
Soot would also be under Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay, so how far up do you want to move Soot?
Anne has to go with just so that I can see light-wise.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I'd probably because it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
He can blend in up onto the ceiling if need to crawl.
Okay.
And climb. So I'd probably get in there and see what they can see.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to move you in here.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check.
Plus 10.
So,
So it's plus 14. That's 25.
Okay, so you get to here. You look in this room. You see several dark figures moving about. You see a mixture of goblins, bugbears. You also see this floating head moving around with 4 eye stalks. And you see him kind of floating back, but you see him here.
Okay. I'm going to retreat back just a tiny, at least around the corner.
Okay, give me 1 second.
So it'll go back around here. Oh, no. This is where Ellie kills her. Familiar.
Hang on. You're good. Pass Without Trace saved you. Okay. All right, so you move back around.
Yeah, so Soot'll be hanging out there. I'll hop back into Anne. And say very, 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 very quietly, bugbears. Thing with eye stalks. Would I know what a thing with eye stalk is since we've
Y'all have been looking
talking
for beholders, so you know it's a beholder or beholderkin.
I would say beholderkin, bugbears, goblins.
Okay.
And give me a history check. Actually, no, an arcana check. Give me an arcana check. No, never studied.
Ah, yeah.
Never studied
I know
beholderkins
nothing.
before. You skipped right over that chapter.
Hadn't got there yet.
Hadn't gotten there yet. Had not gotten there yet.
I'm going to move up just a little bit.
Okay.
So
I rolled.
do I see What was her name? Yarga?
Yes, Yagra.
Yagra. So she's got she's around this corner?
She's here.
Or she's here. Okay, she's here. All right. So I want to move here and look back this way.
Where are you going?
I'm up at the edge. For some reason it's taking a while.
Yeah, there's a slight lag. All right, so you move up the corridor. You see her. You see Soot kind of staying off to the side. How far are you wanting to go?
I would motion for them to. I mean, we want to be up closer this way. Should the action happen?
You look up to your left. You see the body of looks to be a goblin. You recognize, like maybe you killed this one earlier.
We just come back around. It's like we circled.
Yeah, so you've kind of gone around.
And the beat of force. Okay,
right.
So,
okay. So what are you
going
going
to
do?
I'm going to kind of step to the side and see if Danny wants to come up. Since there's not really, this is only a one thing wide hallway.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm also going to reload my D&D. I mean my roll 20 because it's acting funky.
Okay. All right. So with that, Vimak, what are you going to do?
Is that her right there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's all we can see is her? And she's
just
looking in over this way,
She's
right?
basically hiding behind a barrel, stealthily hiding, basically.
And the baddies are in here?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take out my beat of force and hand it to Wes.
Okay.
Since he's up there.
Okay.
Like, just in case.
So I still have one and this one, so I now have two again.
Correct.
So here's what I want to do. I want to look over at Yagra and then pantomime to my group and we're together. And then I want to point to her and say, look around where are your people?
And she just looks back and she looks down and goes, she's pointing at her eyes in this room and she's holding up 9 fingers.
She's pointing in that room that we're...
Yeah. She's basically I see, and she's holding up 9.
I'm going to point at us and say 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then her 5, and then shrug more? Of us?
She's just and she holds up her glaive.
Okay.
It sounds like she's waiting for you. Lorex?
Emotion.
So
I'm going to move up to... Sorry, go ahead, Cordan.
Well, one thing I think we need to know. How many exits are out of that room?
You don't know that from here.
Can Soot find out?
They are...
Soot can try.
Soot can definitely try, but they are definitely alert to your presence.
They are alert?
Yes.
We were making lots of noise.
A lot of noise.
Yeah.
Well, can I motion for drawing a bow and be ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tiptoe up to kind of give everyone a thumbs up and try and get a.
I would probably want to sneak to the other side, on her side.
You may certainly try.
Okay.
All right. So roll stealth to get on the other side. As soon as you what's your stealth roll with advantage? 25.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not counting pass without trace, so that's a 35.
35.
35 to stealth. Let me see if I can beat a 35. No, I don't think I can. All right. So you're able to move over there stealthily, basically dodge into the shadows with your cloak of the elven kind. As soon as you go over there, you see the little hamster kind of following you and is basically behind you, and you see that it's feet down, rear end up, it's ready to charge.
Okay.
The hamster.
Hamster.
And Yagra's got her blade, and she's looking at you, and she's she's ready.
And I would pull out my bow, and Soot would also be in my hood. I'd be I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Might should toss the beat of force in there. Whoever has the best dex.
All right. So who wants to? Are we busting in like Kool-Aid?
I'm waiting. No, I'm waiting to just get acknowledgement from Cordan and Vimak, and if they look like they're ready, I'm gonna peek around the corner and do something.
We can be to force it.
They look ready.
If we want.
All right, I'm gonna peek my head around the corner, and I'm gonna cast Sleet Storm in the center of that room.
All right, so look around the corner and you point exactly where you want to put that. And how big is that spell effect?
I want to put it right here.
Okay,
It's a 40-foot radius.
Nice.
40-foot radius. Okay,
Nice.
that's very
that's
large.
80 feet diameter, 20 feet high.
All right. That is massive.
It's a big spell. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Okay. So Sleet Storm. All right. So you look around the corner. As soon as you look around the corner, you see a bunch of people in there. Now, give me a stealth check as you're doing that. I know you're quietly looking around the corner, but they're watching that hall. So it's going to be the one with disadvantage. So 15 total.
15.
Plus
I don't know why it's
10,
rolling.
so 25.
My 10, yeah.
25, yeah.
25.
Okay, hold up.
I may not be a rogue, but I can make rogues.
Yes, you can.
All right, you go to cast that spell. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I would love to.
Ooh.
Natty.
It's a nat 20.
All right, you turn around and look. You see one of the eyes. As soon as you do, one of the eyes of the beholder Ken immediately looks at you. Its eyes like turn this purplish hue. As this you see this purple light come out and hit you.
Guessing 25 wasn't high enough for my stealth.
You're taking half damage. So you're going to take 13 round of. So you're going to take 7 points of necrotic damage from the wounding ray of the beholder or beholderkin, as it would be.
Ray of wounding. Question.
Yep.
When do I lose my temporary hit points from my Great Sword of Life stealing?
You would have lost it over the
How long
short
did it-
rest, I believe. And if you look in chat, there is the picture of what you see.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take my 7 damage.
You will take your 7. So you still get the spell off. So this huge sleet storm hits the entire area. All right, let me take a look at this. So the ground in the area is covered with slick ice, making it difficult terrain. And whenever in there, they have to make a dex saving throw or they fall prone. Well, that's going to be 1, 2, 3 people that I can see are going to get hit by that. And what's your dex save for that?
The dex save is going to be a 13.
All right. Guy number 1 makes a natty. Guy number 2. All right, so first guy rolls a 20 and passes. The second guy is going to 12, so he'll fail. And then the third guy is going to pass. All right, so one of the guys here has actually fallen over. All right, so I will put a knocked over. Okay. All right, so the guy with the red dot has fallen over. So you cast that. There's 2 bugbears and a goblin that's caught up in this that you can see. 2 bugbears are in the south part of the room. One of them kind of jumps back out of the storm without a problem. The other one slips and falls onto the ground. And the other one in the far corner, the goblin, doesn't seem to have a problem standing in the sleet as well. But this effect is out there now. Now, do they take damage or is it just a...
Oh, so basically,
It's just CC. The area is heavily obscured.
if
Okay.
they start their turn in there as well, so it's every round that they're in it
Okay, I got
to
you.
make a saving throw.
Difficult terrain. It's heavily obscured, and they have a tendency to fall prone. It's giant.
Gotcha. All right, I have got it. All right. So now, with that, everyone, let's roll initiative. So let me pull up the initiative tracker.
I need to say something to Vimak real quick.
Okay.
I need to say, Vimak, I need to cast a spell, but you can't let this beholder can see me as I'm casting it.
Oh, so you're going to step out.
We need to step out together. I'll step out behind you because I think if he can see you with the eye, then he can possibly counter it.
Okay. You want me to be like your meat shield?
If you don't mind.
And with the 23 initiative.
While everybody's rolling, I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay. All right, so let's get our initiative count going really quick. Spectator is going to roll, that's the beholder, is going to roll a 7. The bugbears will be going on 5. And the goblins will be going on a 17. Okay. All right, so let's get this massive turn order thing going here.
Lorex will go on a 15. No.
All right, now let me get the order set up. Okay. Oops. All right. Wait. There we go. All right. And Anne, you rolled a 23.
Correct, I did.
Okay. So, and then we have to get Yagra in here. And Yagra will be going on a 21.
Ooh.
All right. So we've got a big ruckus happening here. All right, so the initiative order will be Anne, followed by Yagra, followed by the Goblins at 17. Lorex is going at 15. And then we have Bugbears at 7. And then Vimak at 5. Cordan at 5. And the Beholderkin will be going dead last. All right. And with that, Anne, you're first. What you got?
I'm gonna step out just at least so I can see.
Okay.
I cannot. The only thing I can see is this guy here.
Correct. You can actually see, but you're heavily obscured because of the sleep storm.
Okay. But that's my 30 feet. So, I will just.
Are you still sitting
him.
back here?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay back there. I'm not going in yet.
Okay.
I'm just going to short bow him.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage.
Did that work? No.
There's a bit of a lag. I think. Here we go. There's all the dice. All right. So you attack with a 14. And you're attacking. That is not going to hit. All right. So you fire the arrow into the fog. You see it basically. It lands into his shield as he kind of pushes it out, the arrow out of the way. The arrow's still sticking out of his shield. And with that, is there anything else that you want to do on your turn?
No, I'd probably just
Duck
slip back in here.
Okay. All right. And with that, Yagra, you hear a blood-curdling cry come behind you as she screams and begins charging into the fray. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. She stops short of where she's at. You see she's running in with her glaive. She looks to the side. She grabs a dagger and she throws it south. You don't know what she's throwing at. You just see her run and throw a dagger behind her, off to the distance here. She'll miss. All right, so that's going to be her turn. And then with that, we go to Goblins. Goblin 1 is going to...
I have a note, Trevor. I think you have that as a 20-foot radius instead of a 40-foot radius.
Okay. Well, that's going to be most of the room. Okay. All right. And as we get to people's turns, we'll roll it.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good. All right. All right. So basically, the entire room at this point is in the sleet storm. All right. So the goblin that's racing after Yagra is going to have to roll a dex check here, and will fall prone. Okay.
Ice-capades!
Right. This goblin off to the corner here will also have to roll. He rolls a nat 20. He's going to make his foot just fine. He will be firing his bow at Yagra with disadvantage because of the vision. So instead of getting a 20, he got a 10. And let me check here. 14 to hit. That is going to miss Yagra. We have another goblin here in the back who is going to try to move forward. And first he's got to roll to see if he can stand up. He can. So he'll run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll then use the rest of his movement to get all the way up to Yagra. So we have a goblin charging in. And then we have this other goblin here who's going to also have to make the roll to try to stay up out of the ice. And he rolls falling down. CC working. And then there's another goblin all the way in the back. What level spell is that?
A 3rd level spell.
Yeah, okay, I'll dispel it.
It's not a bad idea.
You just hear the barking sound of what looks to be that orcish language, casting some type of arcane thing as the ice just immediately just dissipates and melts into the room.
Was that from the beholder or from the bugbear?
We're on the goblin's turn. And now we're on Lorex's turn.
Oh, Lorex is gonna take a look at what he can see.
You see the beholderkin, you see a bugbear laying on the ground, you see a goblin laying on the ground, you see another bugbear standing up with an arrow sticking out of his shield. You see a very close goblin engaged with Yagra, and you see you can see the shadow of another goblin back here. Looks like he's reloading his bow.
Well, I can't. I'm gonna move behind Yagra because I can't quite.
Okay.
I guess from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can make it up here.
Okay.
I'll take a swing at ye old goblin.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll do it.
As soon as you run in over your shoulder, you see another goblin laying on the ground about 10 feet behind you.
Excellent.
Okay. And with his great sword of life stealing, he rolls a mighty 9, and the 9 is not big enough. Actually, roll with advantage.
Oh, yes.
He's prone.
No, he's flanking it with Yagra. So instead of a 9, he gets a 20. It's not a nat, but it is a 20 total for 12 points of damage, and that will kill the goblin.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Yay!
All right, so you slash the goblin down. As soon as it ran up to Yagra about to attack, you run up with your great sword, you cut it down. Now you have triggered your feat if you want to do anything else, because you are a great weapon master.
I don't have anything close enough, and I don't have any movement left.
Okay. All right. So you run up and you hack it down.
You hex this little fella right here.
Okay. All right. So you cast Hex on him. We'll put a little mark on him. All right. So after you go and you kill the goblin, you reach out, you see a bugbear, you hex him. What does the dice roll for? You don't need anything. You don't need it. All right. So you hex the guy in the front.
I and it rolled for me.
I understand. All right. And with that, Lorex's turn, we're going to go to the bugbear's turn. We're going to have bugbear number 1 go 1, 2, 3, 4 up to Lorex, and he is going to attack with his Morningstar. He's going to roll an 18 to hit and do 5 points of piercing damage.
All right. And
that will hit Lorex. So he runs up, he smacks you over the side with his Morningstar.
My concentration passes.
Concentration passes. Perfect.
I'm sorry, I don't know how much damage he did yet. Hold on.
He did 5 points of piercing damage.
All right,
and the man you hexed is going to run up. He's going to attack with advantage on you. So the bugbear that is hexed runs up, swings at you with his Morningstar with advantage. He's going to roll a 16 and do 15 points of damage.
Incorrect. 16 does not beat my AC.
16 does not. He would have crushed you, but you are wearing half plate as a Genie Warlock, and he bangs off of your armor.
Correct.
Very nice, because that would have hurt. And then finally, this guy here is going to stand up. That is going to cost half of his movement, and he's going to go 5, 10, 15. He's going to get to here. Actually, here. All right, so he spends his turn getting up and moving. And then that will be it for the bugbears. And finally, we go to Vimak Valanavi, who is sitting in the back ready to go.
All right, I'm going to Hulk out.
Okay, so you get even bigger as you brandish your maul. You grow in stature as you bring in Giant's Might, your Rune Knight ability, and now, what are you doing?
Can I move with him since we're trying to orchestrate something?
What's that?
What's that?
I was saying, can I move with Danny since we're trying to provide cover?
You're gonna move before so it goes Vimak, Cordan, and then the spectator. All right, so Vimak, go.
All right, I'm going to start making my way up here just so I can see. All right,
Okay.
I see. That's 5, 10, 15. Sorry, this map is... All right, trying to see where everything is on the map.
Bugbear. Goblin laying down around the corner.
15, 20, 25, maybe right here.
Perfect. So that's
Okay.
where
Is
you
this
can.
the beholder? That's the beholder.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, everything looks so small. All right. I'm going to
One thing
swing
that can
on
help
this
with
bugbear.
Roll20, if you look in the top right, you can zoom in on the map because the map is so
Yeah.
big. I go to 120% because the map is huge. All right, so you move up, and you want to attack that.
All right, yeah.
Okay. All right. Roll.
All right. D20s, right?
Mm-hmm. And you will be attacking with advantage.
With Giant's Might. Now, is it going to do it
So just do okay.
through this roll 20?
Just do shift click on the attack.
Roll.
It did. Okay. All right. So your attack is going to be a 19 to hit with your maul. You're going to do 13 points of bludgeoning damage. Roll another d6 for Giant's Might.
And we're going to re-roll.
The 1.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so roll another.
Roll 2
so,
d6.
So you rolled a 6 and a 1 for damage. Using your great weapon fighting style, you can re-roll the 1. Okay, so it's going to be 6, 9, 10 plus 4. It's going to be 14 points of damage for your first attack. Okay.
All right.
Now roll your second attack.
Here. All right. Come on.
It is with advantage.
Yes. Did it roll?
So the 15 wouldn't hit, but that 16 sure does. So because you have advantage, you're able to land your attack. So now roll your damage, which is going to be 2d6 plus 4.
All right. 3d6.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, let's re-roll the 2.
No, the Giant's Might is only on 1 attack per turn.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, not on all your attacks, just the first
You're
one.
correct. You're
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
we'll take the 5 and the 4, which is going to be 9 plus 4 is going to be 13 damage. Now, that's 27 total damage that you've done to it. You can use your Crusher Feet if you want to move him 5 feet somewhere.
Bunch them up.
Move him here?
Yeah.
All right, so with that second attack with the maul, you just get to do like an uppercut swing. You knock the bugbear back and kind of bunch them together as you hear Cordan calling in the background, "Clump them!" And with that, we go to Cordan's turn.
Ooh, I get to use something I haven't used before.
Ooh.
Okay.
I give you enough cover?
Okay, where is the... So we got 2 bugbears. 3 bugbears.
You got 3 bugbears really close together here.
All right. So in a 20-foot square, including all 3 bugbears,
Okay.
I'm going to cast Erupting Earth.
Ooh, that's fun. And what does Erupting Earth do?
Choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful save. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each square portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
Okay. I have fire spells. I don't have that effect. All right, that's fair. All right, so you cast it here, and does
I cast it to get all 3 of them in there.
Okay, and so what's the save they have to make?
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. All right, so the first guy will make his save and get a 16.
Okay.
The second guy, we'll go this way, gets a natural 20. And the third guy gets a 1. So this guy in the back failed.
The ones that saved only take half.
All right. How much damage am I taking? Just roll it all and we'll put it all on them.
3d12.
That's a lot. All right. So your total damage is 21 points of damage. So this guy in the back is going to take the full 21 points of damage. This guy right here is going to take another 21 points. He's going to take half of 21, so we'll say it's 11, and that will be enough to kill him.
So the way it looks is like the stone liquefies and then explodes upwards.
Nice.
All
right, so the bugbear that Vimak was beating on dies instantly, and then you did 11 points to this guy. All right, so the bugbears are basically just like, they've got like this molten rock all over them that they've been exploded on. One of them falls down dead as they're kind of like, there's like this explosion that kind of goes off in the middle of the room. Is there anything else that you want to do on your bonus action?
I'm still unfamiliar. I don't. Cantrips aren't bonus actions; they're regular actions.
They're regular actions. You want to go into star mode?
Yeah. Let's shift over into. Let's shift into Chalice, just in case.
Okay, all right, so you're going to go into Chalice. So basically what happens is that the stars go all over your body as you go into the Chalice mode. Now, this allows you to up your healing. This is the healing form of the Star Druid that you
basically, whenever I heal, I can also heal somebody else for an amount.
Correct. Okay. All right, and with that, we're going to go to the Spectator. All right, the Spectator looks down at Lorex. He's making another Constitution saving throw.
Can he see through the sleet storm?
There is no sleet storm.
The
storm is gone. 17.
All right, so you're going to take half of this 3d10 necrotic damage.
Oh, excellent.
So instead of 15, it's 16, you're going to take 8. Let's see. Right. It's random which eye stalk he uses. Make another Constitution saving throw. As his other eye looks at you.
All right, the one I just made is for my concentration. I maintain concentration on X. This is for the eye, 19.
You pass. You feel your legs start to freeze momentarily, and you kind of shake it off. Your dwarven sturdiness shakes off the effect as it slides.
I was born amongst the stone.
As he kind of slides back out of the way. And with that,
I'm already stone.
Top of the round, we're going to go to Anne.
And there's now light in the room, right? Everything's lit up because of Cordan.
Yes. Light is in the room. Cordan is providing light. He is the light.
Perfect.
It's the light of mine.
Also makes me a great target.
Yes. Look at that guy. All right, so the Circle of Stars Druid is shining bright in the room. He's shining bright like a diamond. Here comes Anne running in the room with her bow. We have a bugbear down. We have a goblin down. You look off to the right. You see a goblin down, laying down on the ground to the right in the corner.
Okay.
You see another bugbear in front of Lorex, and then one further back, still kind of dealing with the molten rock.
Okay. And what's that?
That is another goblin with a bow in the corner.
Okay. Can I get up through them over here?
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a goblin laying on the ground right there.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to booming blade, dagger.
Okay, you will be attacking with advantage because he's on the ground.
Something tells me that boy's dead.
It didn't roll my actual dice, so
Yeah, you just rolled the damage. So roll for the attack. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so we'll take the damage from before. He's dead. He's quite dead.
Wonderful. So
He
we don't
is.
have to disengage.
No. All right, so he's on the ground. You just booming blade the dagger right into him. He's toast. From that, is there anything else you want to do? Cunning action, move around? Because you could dash.
Yeah, I could dash. And is this a little alcove here?
Yes, there is an alcove there.
Okay, I'm going to hop into the alcove.
As soon as you turn down the alcove, you see what looks to be a trap door sitting right there. It is closed, but you see a wooden trap door with a latch.
Awesome.
Okay.
Make note of that.
Make note of that. All right, so Yagra.
And pulls out a little notepad.
Right. Yagra is going to charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. The goblin in the corner. And she will attack with reckless abandon and murder that poor little guy.
Aw, too bad.
Yeah, he's toast. Okay. So she runs over and she hacks up this goblin. And you hear her say, in Orc, Lorex, you hear her say, Ostrich, brother, I'm here for you.
Wait, is that a cage right there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's his name again? Ostrich?
Ostrich.
Ostrich.
Osric.
Ostrich.
Ostrich.
Ostrich's her
Ostrich.
brother?
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of
Brother.
brother.
The Lorex says that a lot. Ostrich is her brother?
Ostrich.
I think I made things worse.
Oh, man. And with that, it is the goblin's turn. This goblin over here is going to stand up, and he is going to shoot at little Anne in the corner.
Okay. I'm actually back here, but I can't see what's going on, so that's
You're
why
fine.
I stepped forward.
I am going to miss you. So he takes a shot with his arrow and misses you. This goblin in the back is going to look at Vimak, and he is going to cast Scorching Ray. And let's see, what's his spell attack?
Where's he at?
He is way back here.
How far does that go?
120 feet.
Nice.
So here's his first attack. 6, that's going to miss you. The second Scorching Ray is an 18, that'll hit you. And the third one is a 20. All right, so 2 of these are going to hit you. And it does 2d6 fire damage. So you're going to take, for the first attack, you're going to take 6.
Okay.
And then for the second attack, you're going to take 8. But they're 2 separate attacks.
Gotcha.
All right, so you take 6 and then you take 8. Do you want to do anything with any of those? Use your reaction for anything? It's just 2 different
Yeah.
sources.
Let me. Yeah, I'll Stone's Endurance.
The 8. All right, roll.
It's just reduce damage D12 plus 3.
Right. You have to just 2 different sources.
Yeah, no, I'll hold that.
You're gonna
I'll
hold
hold
it.
it. I'll hold that.
I got something for you.
Okay. All right. So he hits you with that, and then he takes a step back, staying close to the beholder kin. And with that, that is the end of the goblin's turn. We go to Lorex's turn.
Lorex will use a bonus action to move the hex to the spectator.
Okay, he is hexed.
You still got a
He'll
bugbear on
yell,
you, right?
"And get me closer to him."
Is Hex the one that messes up one of his stats? Like he gets disadvantage on stuff?
No. I think you're thinking Bane.
Oh, okay.
Happened. Everyone
What's that?
It was a very loud shrill.
Your mic, I think, did something.
Hello.
Laszlo did something wrong.
I apologize to
Absolutely.
everyone for everything. Laszlo did nothing.
Laszlo did something wrong.
No, Hex is the one that gives me plus D6 on.
I got you. Okay.
So I'll move the Hex as a bonus action. I'll yell, "And get me closer!" And Lorex will. His body turns blue and he explodes in a shower of water as he enters the lantern.
Ooh. All right. So Lorex is in the lantern. Where is the lantern?
And my bag of holding
But where
In
is
my
the
pouch.
lantern?
is right here.
There, he's in your
And
lantern.
now there's actually.
Ah, that's where I am.
Living
Wait,
space.
wait, wait.
Yeah.
There is actually a mini itty bitty baby.
Oh,
Lorex on
look,
the
it's
inside.
Lorex. She's got Lorex in the lantern.
You.
It's Lil
Hanging out.
Lorex. Lil
You're
Lorex.
hanging
All right,
out.
so
I will
Lorex,
say I have
Lorex uses his
two more
genie pact
cushions.
ability to dissolve, like explode into water, and return into the lantern of his patron, who happens to be Anne Hothamore. Oh, that's just great. All right, so that's his turn, correct? And with that, we go to. Oh, you just disappeared yourself off of this completely. Okay, we're at the bugbears now. All right. So bugbear number 1 here is going to run up and attack Vimak with his Morning Star. He swings his Morning Star. He rolls. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a crit.
I believe that.
Yeah. You're looking at 15 plus 11 is going to be 26 points of damage.
I think his friend right behind him is going to take that damage.
Oh, you invoke the cloud. He runs down right before the Morning Star hits you right between the eyes. You invoke the cloud rune. It hits his friend behind him. So this portal opens up. His Morning Star goes through the portal, hits the guy behind him, and actually crashes and breaks the skull of the bugbear behind him, killing the bugbear behind him.
Woo!
Nice.
Cloud Rune clutch
Yeah, that wasn't me.
again. That ability is amazing. And that's a good thing you saved your reaction. Because had you used it for Stone's Endurance, you wouldn't have it up for this. Perfect timing. All right. So that is the last of the bugbears, because the bugbear who would have had a turn is dead, thanks to the Cloud Rune. So now we're going to go to Vimak. It is now Vimak's turn.
And I'm going to look at this guy right here and no. Going to kill him. Let's do this.
All right, so with reckless abandon, he will swing his mighty maul.
All right, so it's shift. There we go.
There we go. All right, so 21 to attack. That will hit, so you can now roll your damage, which will be 3d6 plus 4. And that is 15 plus 4 is be 19 damage. That will kill the bugbear.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so the first attack, you drop him. He's like, you caught him off guard as he swings down and is looking in bewilderment of how his Morning Star didn't kill you. And in that moment of confusion, you return the maul back. You crush it across his skull and as he falls backwards. So now, laying around you, you've got 3 dead bugbears. You've got a couple of dead goblins as the Goliath stands triumphant over all of these. In the distance, you do see another goblin off to the corner down at the bottom near the crates. And you see, again, the spectator and another goblin in the distance. So there's still 2 goblins and a spectator still up in the room.
This well thing, is this a well? How high is this?
It's a well. It is not high. It's a hole in the floor.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to...
There's a massive... I missed the description. In the middle of this room where the spectator is hiding behind this, there's a giant well in the middle of the room.
How tall are the sides?
There are no sides.
And
There are no sides. Gotcha.
15, 20... I'm kind of eyeballing it here. 25, 30? Is that about right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. And that's you. Cordan, it is now your turn.
I'm afraid of this hole here.
Are we allowed to reaction, like yell something? Like I was just,
Sure.
I just wanted to say we need to pick up the ring. If
Oh,
you've dropped into the ring, doesn't the ring fall on the ground?
I went straight into the lantern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then never mind.
So I'm going to move up.
Okay.
So Danny went up. Okay.
Ride around and flank them. Braveheart for you.
Okay.
Trying to think of... Oh, okay. So I'm going to cast Summon Beast.
Uh-oh. Let me get my tokens ready. Summon Menagerie.
So
What are we
thinking I can
summoning?
I think I can cast it at 3rd level,
Okay.
and I'm trying to see.
What's the animal?
Okay, so well, I mean, in this one, it's like spirits. It's like a bestial spirit, or
Okay. Oh, it's not that one. Okay.
yeah,
Where are you
it's
putting
not
it?
like I'm putting it behind the beholder.
Okay. So your spectral tiger comes out. We'll call it a spectral tiger.
Well, I can't. I see it. It casted at 3rd level, but
Mhm.
it doesn't really tell me what to change.
It changes its hit points, I believe. All right. So you cast it at 3rd level. It's up behind it. Or do you want to cast it at 2nd level?
Yeah, let's just cast it at 2nd level, so that way we don't have to figure that out.
Okay. All right. So you cast that. Now, as soon as he comes out, doesn't he get an attack?
Call forth a beast. It manifests when you cast the spell. Choose an environment: air, land, water.
Okay.
The creature resembles an animal of your choice that is native to the chosen environment. Okay, so I'm going to pick land.
Okay.
I'm going to pick an ape
Nice.
because I
Nice.
want this thing not to let the spectator float down the hole since it flies.
Okay.
And get away.
Spectral ape.
Okay.
But it takes its turn immediately after me,
Okay.
and it obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. So I'm going to say, hold him.
Okay.
All right. So that's my action. I don't have a bonus action because the chalice doesn't work unless I heal.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just hold my shield up.
I dig it. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to look up a quick ability really quick. All right, so that's your turn. After that, we go to the spectator. The spectator sees you.
No. We go to my creature.
All right, your creature moves. Okay.
So it goes now and it tries to grapple him.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I don't know if it can grapple. I mean, it has an attack stats.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
All
I
right.
think it's
So,
looked up grapple earlier. Let me see.
Yeah, it'd be a +5. It'd be the same as its melee attack.
Okay. It jumps up to try to grab it. The beholder, the spectator, kind of spins away out of the way. It sees what it's trying to do and dodges out of the way of it. Slightly just moving a little bit higher of the levitate as the animal tries to grapple it. At that point, I believe now it's the spectator's turn. Is that right? Okay. All right. And with that...
Question.
Yes.
The ape has multi-attack, makes 2 fist attacks. Can it
I
attempt
don't
2
think
grapples,
this
or is that
creature
only
does.
if it does the attack with 2?
It's a different thing. All right. So with that, the spectator is going to be looking at Cordan because you've come at him. And the first thing he's going to do is Wounding Ray. So make a Constitution saving throw. You make it, so you're only going to take half this. So only take 9 points of...
Only
9 points of necrotic damage. And then now he is going to make another Constitution saving throw. You pass it. You feel something like your whole body trying to seize up for half a second. You shake it off. You do need to make a concentration check because you took damage and you have something summon this concentration.
Okay, and that's just a regular Constitution save.
Yeah, just a Constitution save. This is to keep the animal up. You keep your concentration, so that's not a problem at all. Okay, with that, we go to the top of the round. We go to Anne.
I'm going to double dash.
Uh-oh.
Oh, in Mario Kart?
I'm going to double dash, but can I get behind those boxes with like also avoiding
So
him?
you can move cunning action dash and still have an action left over.
Yeah.
Parkour!
Parkour behind the boxes.
Every week we have to have parkour. All right, so you run, you dodge, dash, flip over the boxes and the crates.
Yeah.
You land over there. You do the hero land as you land behind there. So that now you've gotten to there, you still have your action. Because you used a cunning action to get over there. Parkour!
Tasha's hideous laughter
Oh, God.
at
Oh, here we go.
Mr. Whatever this guy is.
The Goblin?
The Goblin. And I got a joke for him.
Oh. What's the joke for Tasha's
It's
hideous
really
laughter?
bad. Are you
You have
ready?
to roll first.
It's really
No, you tell the joke.
Roll. Yes, that's true. I should roll first.
I still want to hear the joke.
No, because then I'll save it if it doesn't go.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
No,
it doesn't roll.
Trevor has to roll.
I have
tell
to
a
roll.
really bad joke.
Is it a wisdom saving throw?
It is a wisdom save.
What do I
Plus
have to roll?
You need to beat a
You
13.
tell the joke.
No!
Oh.
Yes!
I fail hard.
Yes, that's a nat one.
It is a natty 1. I rolled a 1 minus 1. So that's a 0.
Let's hear
So
it.
what's the joke? What's the joke?
What kind of noise does a witch's vehicle make? Broom, broom.
Oh, God.
The goblin somehow understands the joke, begins to cackle like a hag, and rolls over onto the ground, laughing uncontrollably. Cannot help himself from laughing hysterically onto the ground.
Amazing.
That is
And I'm-
hilarious.
I'm behind that box.
You are behind the box. Okay. With that, we will move over. That's so good. With that, we go to Yagra, who runs over and begins to try to smash open the cage. Actually, we'll do this with advantage because she is raging. She does. She's able to smash open the cage and goes in to grab Osric, and Osric comes out. Let me get Osric out.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's her turn. Okay, so she saves Osric. And with that, it is now the Goblin's turn. Goblin on the ground, he gets, at the end of his turn, he gets to make another save to get out of it, right?
Yeah, but he forgoes his turn, basically.
Right, it's at the end of his turn. He's still laughing. That's just the funniest thing he's ever
That-
heard.
That one's
Yes.
sticking with him.
Alright, this Goblin, on the other hand, is going to run up behind you and try to stab you.
Ote.
21 to hit. Take 5 points of slashing damage.
And I'll use my reaction and take 2 or 3. I'll have the damage.
Round up, so 3.
Okay.
3. Alright. So you kind of saw him coming at the last minute. You dodge out of the way. He barely nicks you. And with that, the goblins are done. The bugbears are completely done. They're off the map. And now, Vimak, it is now your turn.
Wait, hold on. On a 15, it's Lorex's turn.
See, you took
disappeared.
yourself off my initiative track. But yeah, it is Lorex's turn now.
I will emerge from the lantern.
You will emerge.
Do
from
we
the
have to
turn.
summon Captain Planet, or can he just come out?
You gotta put your rings together, you know?
Alright. He's back.
Your
He's
powers
back.
combined.
It's like,
I am
Surly!
Captain Lorex.
Ornery!
Alright.
Short!
Alright, so you reappear right next to the spectator, and what would you like to do?
He is blinking.
I can't
By the way.
see. Where am I?
We're
You're
in
there.
the bottom right corner.
All right. Well, I appear. I actually can't see. But since I'm next to the spectator, I will begin to attack it.
Okay.
Ruthless.
Swing your mighty blade.
With advantage.
I will swing my with. Do I have
With
advantage?
because it's
You
flanked.
Yeah.
have a Spirit Guardian.
I didn't
behind
know
it.
it's flanked because I can't see.
It's literally rolling around on the ground in laughter. Like literally.
No, he's going after the
No, no.
No, I'm going after the spectator.
All right, so is a 14 to hit?
A 21. A 21.
21 will hit.
Okay. Doing it manually because I don't like the way that the app rolls my damage.
Okay.
+4, +3 for my Genie's Wrath. So that'll be
Don't
18
you have Hex on that guy too?
And you've
Yeah.
got Hex.
That is it.
the
How
fair.
much total damage to the spectator?
18 on the first attack.
Okay.
And then
All
I
right.
will attack it again.
All right. That'll hit.
Wow.
19 damage on the second hit.
Wow. 19 and 18? Wow. Okay.
37? Nice.
37 damage. All right. You hack at it. It's just gushing blood out of both sides of it. Its eyes are kind of like looking kind of dim. Yeah, you have hurt it considerably.
Just collect his blood and be like, "Good day.
I said good day, sir.
We'll be leaving."
All right, Vimak, it's your turn.
All right. Could I make it to the beholder? Let's see. I'm guessing these are squares. 5, 10.
You can.
Okay.
You could always jump the hole.
No.
No.
All right, so you run around, you pass Osric, you come up behind the spectator, attacking with advantage.
I don't want to pull a soot by jumping over the hole.
Yeah,
All right.
don't do that.
All right. Actually, bonus action, I'm going to swig a potion of heroism.
Okay.
Nice.
And then it's shift. Then I get to add a D4.
Ooh, that's a nat 20!
All right, so Vimak, you run up behind the beholder who is completely focused on Lorex. You land a critical strike with your Giant's Might and the Maul. So that'll be 2d6 for the Maul, a d6 for the Giant's Might, doubled, so 6d6 plus 4 damage.
All right. This doesn't go up to 6, but we'll do 3.
And we all hear,
Then-
"I need a hero."
Oh, boy.
And plus 4.
That was a lot of 5s and 4s.
That was a lot of 5s and 4s. All right, so you just did
31.
31 points of damage. All right, what does this look like?
Yeah!
As I'm running up, I'm going to go. I'm going to say, my mall's called Beauty. And I'm going to just slam him right in the eye and go, this beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
I'm out.
From henceforth, the mall is called Beauty.
I love this so much.
Wow.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever said.
Correct. But
That's hilarious. All right. The spectator
All right.
crushes under the might of the maul as it basically was turning to look to hear you thundering. You slam the maul directly into its central eye socket. You bury the maul into it, and basically it just falls limp, and it's now stuck on the end of your maul.
All right.
We still have.
What else can I do?
You have.
I still have another attack.
You could actually take a step
but
and make an attack on the goblin as well.
That's prone and
That's not
prone.
prone. Yeah.
can't do anything.
Yeah, I can action surge, right?
You still have one attack left.
Action
You've
surge.
only attacked once. You get 2 attacks. So you can take a step and attack with your normal attack action.
Sure. I don't want to be fudging anything because
You
I
gotta do attacks as a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 2
yeah, but I don't know
attacks.
if you can move again.
I'll allow
Move
it.
in between.
Because here's the
Cast
thing.
hammer again.
You could have moved between the 2 originally. So it would have just been 1, 2.
Trevor, I love you. I
Okay,
love
so
you.
attack
All
with
right.
advantage. He's on the ground. Goblin's on the ground. I roll in favor of the players. All right. Instead of a 1, you're going to roll a 19 plus 7. It's going to be
heck yeah.
26. So roll your 2d6 damage. 2d6 plus 4. He has not been hit yet.
D6 plus 4.
All right, so 10 points of damage. All right, so you hit him. He's still alive. Do you want to do anything else?
I forgot. I took the bonus action for the potion, so I can't do a bonus action.
That's true.
Where is he?
You can action surge and get
I got
another
so many
action.
icons.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a bonus action.
Action surge is not a bonus action.
Yeah, action
Is it?
surge.
Okay. I don't know
You
why
just-
I have it listed under bonus action.
It's not. You can
Oh,
just
because
take
I'm-
another. You can take another action if you want to.
All right.
It's kind of like outside
Yeah,
of it.
let's do that.
Isn't it?
So when you take the attack action again, you get 2 more attacks with them all.
Yo, I'm never gonna not play a Rune Knight ever again. Okay.
All right, so you get advantage. So roll again. It's going to be advantage on the attack with them all. You're going to roll a 24. So now roll another 2d6 plus 4 damage.
This poor thing's getting delved.
All right.
The beholder is still on the end of them all. All right, so another 10 points of damage. Make another attack. It's still alive.
Meanwhile, you just hear
Good
Cordan
lord.
going, "We need the blood!"
Right?
Oh, it's going everywhere. He's Donkey Kong hammering this thing to death. And another natural 20. So now roll
Oh.
4d6 plus 4 damage.
Put this thing out of its misery.
We need to count on how many nat 20s have been rolled this game.
So 7, so another 21 points of damage. All right. So you run up, you kill the beholder, you take a step, you attack you action surge, you get 3 more total attacks on the poor defenseless goblin on the ground that's still laughing hysterically at one of the worst witch jokes ever told. And you just keep hammering it until there is nothing left between goblin and also mashed up spectator.
Nice.
And with that, there's still a hostile left in the room.
Is he though? Is he though?
Is he though? After saying that,
He's
Cordan,
still
it is your turn.
Up here, and I'll just look at him and cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
At 3rd level,
Why not?
Why not?
because I don't have any 2nd levels left.
Okay.
So that's just, it's a spell hit. Okay.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
There's a lot of damage on this.
66, I think.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a 3rd level guiding bolt.
Guiding Bolt is an awesome spell.
It is really good. So roll 6d6. Here it comes. Holy cow. Alright, so it's enough to explode the little goblin that could. So he was going up to stab your cousin Anne in the back again, and you look at it and says, "No!" And this light just shoots out of your hand, impacts the goblin. It just explodes all over everything. And in the course of just like a couple of hours, Anne has been sprayed with dwarf guts and goblin guts.
Great.
And Spider.
And spider guts.
Spider.
There's just there's so many colors and interesting fumes coming off of everybody at this point.
Really would love to shower.
Right.
And
So
the amazing Technicolor Dream Coat.
with that, all of the hostiles have been dispatched. And what is it now? At this point, it is now Anne's turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to collect blood.
Okay. You go to collect the body. There's a lot of blood mixed between. It's hard to tell what blood is goblin, what blood was
Trying
this.
to squeeze it out of the stalk.
But you've still got the body of the thing itself.
Milk a beholder.
So how do you want to actually deal with this?
Can I medicine check to put it in like a flask or
You can
something?
put it
I
in
have a
bag.
vial. I have a vial I just drank a potion out of.
You're
We
going to need a
could
lot
also-
of this thing.
We could just also
that
stick
vial
the
won't be
beholder
enough.
in the bag of holding with the other.
Will it keep then? I thought it like dematerializes.
Yeah.
Wrap it
It's-
in some sort of cloth. Or...
You
We
just
could
keep
just
swinging your
carry
it.
sword.
Put it
Or
in the
that's what you're
lantern.
best at.
Could you put it in the
Not
lantern?
put it in my lantern. Although metagame, I can only go in there once per day. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
out of the
So, basically, with the cloth and everything, you're basically kind of bandaging this head up and kind of like Clash of the Titans carrying this thing around as it's kind of like the blood dripping out the bottom of it.
How big is it?
It's probably the size of like a medicine ball.
Oh, okay.
Danny can carry it, right?
Yeah, Danny can carry it.
Sure, I'm the group's pack mule.
Well, you killed it, so you carry it.
It's
Truth.
you've got your beauties still in it. Right?
Okay.
He who mauled it hauls it.
Okay.
And I might take a peer over that well to see if there's anything coming up. 'cause I
Complete
don't trust
darkness.
wells now.
It is complete darkness.
Cool. Don't trust wells anymore.
I'm going to approach it and listen intently.
Give me a perception check.
Oh,
Cordan Acosta, the master of perception.
17.
Even with an 8, he gets a 17. You hear what sounds like water in the distance.
Did we see any?
As you're doing that, you hear Yagra look over and goes, thank you all so much. And Ostrich looks over and goes, yes, I do appreciate all of the help, and I must appreciate your help in this endeavor. He sounds pretty smart.
Insight
the brain?
check. Insight check.
He believes what he's saying is true.
Believes he's smart.
I don't think that's him.
Do we
I'm going to look at Anne and be like,
investigation?
Okay.
And over your shoulder, you see the hamster is still in the room, and where before it was with Yagra, it's closer to you, and it looks like if a hamster could hiss, it's hissing
at.
in the general direction of Yagra.
Can Soot go over and be like, hi, we're both familiars? Like kind of like calling out the hamster and seeing what the reaction is.
Okay, we're gonna have to figure out the role play of the familiar pseudo dragon and the hamster. And I'm
Absolutely.
very excited about this idea. So, what exactly are you trying to do with the pseudo dragon and the hamster?
I would have Soot go over and be like, we're both familiars, we're friends, because I don't know who this is, right? Like I wasn't there to meet her or the other guy or Auric.
Okay,
Or
so are you in as the pseudo dragon at this point?
No, just Soot's going over and like
All right.
basically being like, we're fellow familiars. I'm gonna go make a friend.
Okay. The
And sniff it
hamster
out.
the hamster kind of looks at him strangely, and the communication isn't working.
Okay.
The
I'm gonna
hamster
go,
may not
allow
be
me.
familiar.
I'm going to say, allow me, and I'm going to wild shape into a hamster.
Okay. So you wild
Yep.
shape into a hamster.
And thus, right now is Wes and Trevor are about to roleplay hamsters, and this is going to be the greatest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Dodo.
They start doing the hamster dance. Okay.
His nose.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked. When you shape into something, you can communicate with animals of that type.
You can.
Nice.
They'll be like, all right, what's the deal?
You hear this voice go, greetings, friend. Who are you? This really grizzled voice coming out of this little hamster.
Wait, you're not Boo, you're Minsk, aren't you?
Oh no, they call me Boo. But my name is Bodan.
Bodan, did you used to work for Miles?
Yes, a long time ago. How do you know Miles?
I'm his nephew.
Ah, had many a grand adventures with Miles.
You're the Bodan, the psionic fighter?
Well, I was a warrior at one point, but I tell you, that chap across there, he's not right in the head.
Which one?
The half-orc, the male.
I didn't think he is who he said he was.
So,
It's-
this conversation's happening. Everyone else just looks over and see these two little hamsters kind of chatting back and forth.
That's what I was looking forward to.
Right. There's just a lot. There's a lot of this chirping going back between these two hamsters. With that, Ostrich and Yagra are leaving, and Yagra looks up. Thank you, friends. We'll see you later.
Yostrick, wait.
As I see this, I'm going to ask Bodan one more time and say, you're sure?
Oh, I'm definitely sure.
Well, I've never met a hamster that's lied to me, so I'm going to end the wild shape, walk towards the half orc, and say, "Please allow me to heal your wounds before you leave."
All right, so you're back out of hamster mode.
Yeah, and as I get right here, I'm casting Entangle on both of them.
Ooh. All right. What is the save that they've got to make?
Strength 14, I believe.
Okay. Yagra gets advantage. No, she doesn't. She's not raging anymore. But she still passed it. Osric will go to get out of it. All right.
Oh, that's an at one.
That isn't that one. All right, so Osric is tied up in the entangle. Yagra breaks free of it and is beginning to like charge you with her glaive.
And I'm going to say, "That's an
Wait,
imposter!"
we have some questions.
Persuasion check.
Okay.
But I rolled a nat 20. I don't believe you. You're attacking my brother. Alright, so Yagra is just charging at you. Roll
I
initiative.
can't see. Rolling initiative.
Oh God.
Trevor, I still don't have any vision of the map.
I think when you put him back out on the map, you didn't give it to him.
He put himself back on the map.
I can move it. I just can't see anything.
You don't have vision. You deleted everything I had on
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
I hit the delete key. That's what I'm saying.
You're back. See if you can find yourself.
I mean, I can see me now. I can see my token.
Okay. All right. See if I can fix it.
I'm also going to turn and look at Anne and say, "Protect that hamster!"
Protect the hamster.
Should I roll in there or?
Okay. So at this point, this is between the closest people is going to be Cordan and Yagra. Yagra is charging Cordan. And what did you roll for? I rolled a 5 for or 7 actually for initiative. Cordan, what did you roll?
10.
10. All right, so you're going first. Right now it's between them two. Everyone else is like, so what the heck's going on? And this is, y'all are going to kind of enter the fray after this. So what do you want to do? She's charging forward. She's still 5 feet from you.
I also still have the beast.
You do.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to persuade her again and say, "Yagra, I have not harmed him, but we need to be sure."
Go for it.
Persuasion.
You gotta beat my 6. No, 4. I'm straight 4. Alright. She stops as soon as you say that and goes, "What are you playing at?" Very gruff female half-orc voice.
I'm just going to say, "Let's be sure."
And Osric, who is still fighting with everything, is, "Don't trust him! Don't trust him!" And he's like trying to break free out of the, he does not break free.
I'm going to motion to my friends, "Quickly restrain him."
Okay, with that, everyone runs towards, as everyone starts moving towards him, you see Osric start fighting to get out of this, and he stops, and he starts to shake. His head explodes as this brain leaps out of his head and runs and dives into the darkness of the abyss.
Get any reaction or anything?
I'll give you a reaction.
I'm going to invoke the stone rune on him.
And try to charm him?
Yeah.
Woo! It's going this brain leaps out, grows legs, lands on the ground, is running towards the abyss, and Vimak quickly evokes the stone rune to see if he can charm it before it goes into the abyss. Let me pull up real quick.
This ain't gonna work, but gotta try.
Worth a shot.
But it says a wisdom saving throw, but I don't know what you have to beat. Is that my?
It's going to be on your character sheet. I've got you pulled up here.
I think it's a 13.
It is. I got to beat a 13. I rolled a 10. So he is charmed.
Yes. He is in a dreamlike stupor for a minute. Okay.
Yes, he is. All right.
I'm going to say we got a minute. What do y'all want to do with
I'm going to stick
this?
a sword in it.
Do we kill it or try to talk to it?
You
I'm
want
still a
to talk to
giant?
brain. Versus standing
it
there with
part
your
of
Giant.
the-
I can pick it up and it is
Yeah,
not
get it.
going anywhere.
You gonna put it in your bag of holding? I don't think it's a good idea to be carrying
No,
around.
no.
Intellect
No,
devourer.
Don't
Wait,
Oh, is that what it is?
wait. Let's open up a box. There's crates all over the place.
Who has a-
Stick it in a box.
It's a brain in a box.
Also, Anne would be wanting to protect the hamster. So can I just cast Mage Hand and like pick up the hamster and like bring it over to my body and stick it in
Sure. He goes up to right on your shoulder.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Is this what we saw before in the warehouse thing?
Yes, you fought
This
these
is an
before.
intellect devourer.
There's a picture of it.
Oh,
in
okay.
chat.
We might as well.
Yagra has to be freaking out right now.
Yeah, Yagra's like, Osthric, no! And she's like, what happened? What? And she sees this brain like one. She's just completely beside herself right now. It is standing there. Now, quickly, y'all need to decide what to do. You only have a minute.
Danny, scoop it up. I'm going to go to Yagra, and I'm going to try to... I'm going to grab her by both shoulders and look her in the eye and say, listen to me. That thing killed your brother. It's taken his form, but we can
And she
still...
and just this anger, just, then we must kill it!
Okay, and I stick my sword in it.
Twisted my arm.
They haven't put it in a box yet. They've done nothing. They're standing around.
All right, so here's the question, Vimak, you're going to pick it up. Lorex is coming to stab it. What do you want to do, Vimak? Because Lorex is coming
I'm
to
just gonna
stab it.
watch and see. I'm gonna watch and critique his stab as he does it.
There you go. All right. So with that, we're just gonna. It's held there, out of combat. You just go. You just cleave the thing in two. You cut it right down the middle. It just falls off to either side of it as you cut this thing in half. And with that,
Ignore me.
Yagra takes her glaive and he just stabs it as well, and just keeps stabbing it in this blind rage as you have downed the intellect devourer as well. With that,
Doing that, I'm gonna keep doing that too.
y'all are just
Both,
there's
like,
brain
hacking
bits going everywhere. This has been a very bloody affair.
What is this, hibachi?
Right. It's intellect devourer hibachi. And with that, so Vimak and Lorex, y'all are basically standing over and like crunching this, doing your part to kill the intellect devourer. Anne, what are you doing outside of holding the hamster?
She's not sure if we should kill it. Like, my question is going back to the collective and if we can somehow get information or like figure out where it's leading to.
Unfortunately,
like a
that ship has sailed.
So, right. So I think that she'd honestly just be standing back, watching Cordan and making sure that Cordan is safe and readying an action to attack if need be.
As soon as I see this, I'm going to turn to her and say, that hamster is Bodan. Remember
and I'm
how
looking
he
at
said,
Bodan, like looking at this hamster on my shoulder,
Bodan.
being like,
remember how he said he was reincarnated?
yes,
He was reincarnated as that hamster.
I don't think we should talk about this here.
Good point. Good point. Sorry.
What are you two talking about?
We'll talk about it later.
This is not the first time that Cordan has just blurted information out in the middle of nowhere.
Hello, pirates in the room.
I would
This
like
would be
to
brain-
monologue the entire plot around bad guys.
I'm Cordan Acosta. My social security number, Mind Flayer, is
All right, so with that, you can continue to move out. We're gonna, for the sake of brevity and time, you have officially gotten everything that you want out of here. As you begin to go around and search the remains of this, you move out. There is. I'm just gonna kind of fast forward here, there is another room up here to the very top. I'm going to move everybody up here so that we can kind of see the rest of the map here. So there is, as you're continuing to explore, you find what looks to be an armory.
I'm not seeing any of this.
Wow,
You gotta
speaking my
scroll up.
language.
Scroll up.
It's up the map.
Might have to mess with your zoom too.
So you move up, you find another giant well, but in here you find a giant armory. And in here you see lots of spears, halberds, glaives, battle axes, longswords, scimitars, lots of weaponry, even like some suits of armor, chainmail, things of that nature. So with this is a pretty good haul of weaponry that might prove useful down the road. So is there anything...
Let's supermarket sweep into the bag of holding.
Supermarket sweep into the bag of holding. All right, so with the bag of holding, you're just going to go grab all the weapons and the armory as much as you can, because anything you'll do down the road, if you need arms and armor, there's a ton of it here that you're basically robbing Xanathar of all of his armory that he had down here. I'm sure this will go over great. And with that, you can begin to make your... Now, the question here is, and this will be posed to the group, do you want to return to Miles or delve deeper into the Underdark?
I don't think our
Return to
blood will
Miles.
keep very long.
Dan wants out.
All right.
Also,
But-
a couple
I
things.
think we've had our fill.
We
But
definitely wanted to check the goblin that had magic ability in the other room.
Sure.
Mhm.
So you do a search of the entire place. I will put everything in Discord later. You
Sounds
do
good.
find some items as well that a lot of our friends in Discord helps roll up the random treasure. I'll post that later. But this is a good stopping point as we pick up for next week, as we move into episode 10 next week, as you will be coming out of the Underdark and you've successfully completed the task of finding the blood of a Beholderkin. But we also, more importantly, picked up a big piece of information that Boo, who is not with Minsk, but was with Yagra, may actually be this Bodan reincarnated, who was some fighter that fought alongside Miles ages ago. And it's
Is
all
everybody-
because we had a hamster talk.
Right. Would have never known.
Would have never known.
What
All right,
is
so
it?
for everyone watching tonight, thank you so much for watching. We had a little bit of technical problems. We got through it. But that's the fun of live stream. Until next week, we'll keep having fun and always keep rolling with advantage. Thanks a lot, guys.